Thank you for tuning in to another edition of I2DC. That's informationinvestor.com. Tonight, we have with us a longtime business associate friend and professional economic intelligence analyst, Kuda Mundopa, who is also an official partner and trade member of informationinvestor.com. Welcome to the show, Kuda.
Thank you very much, and thank you for this opportunity to have discourse with your audience.
Definitely, certainly, indeed. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Kuda, as per our mutual business philosophy that you and I have often discussed over the years, you and I both believe in keeping things simple and providing candid information to and for the general public. I have always admired that about your particular business style. Our audience will be happy to know that you are the type of analyst who gets right to the point and provides accurate intelligence information on a global scale. Which aspect of supply and demand would you like to discuss this evening with regard to current market trends and political events, etc.?
Okay, today I'd like to discuss how the marginalized and those that feel vulnerable in society can participate in the financial markets as to what kind of investments they can make. Because often a large portion of the general public feel that the financial market and all investments of that nature are really for the haves and there's no space for the have-nots. But I want to start off with addressing the most marginalized, lower income earning persons and provide information to them on how they can participate in this economy and empower them economically and have them grow on an economic scale.
So we're talking about economic empowerment for those who have been marginalized and perhaps don't even know that they are in some way marginalized, perhaps.
That's precisely correct, sir. And my theme is progressive governance on a global scale, and I hope to spread this theme, disseminate this theme throughout the world.
Progressive governance on a global scale. That sounds very powerful.
Yes, sir.
So how does this theory of yours function and operate in the real world?
Okay, so we'll start from the basics. It's about information. How can they participate? Several financial instruments which people can invest in, which were readily available to provide. There's two I'll discuss today. The non-farm payroll report that the Department of Statistics and Labor releases every month, the first Friday of every month. And with this report, it's a statistic that reports the number of employees and the capacity of the productive labor workforce in the United States, excluding farm workers, private household workers, non-profit organizations. And with this statistic, depending on how it fluctuates, people can invest in this. And it's really, really profitable now for those people I was referring to, the low earning income persons of society, because of the volatility of the markets right now. But it's a platform for people to be economically empowered, and they can grow from there.
So we're talking about the non-farm payroll report.
Yes, sir. And just to, if I could repeat, it's a report that reflects the productive labor workforce in the United States. And it includes government employees, farm workers, non-profit organizations, and private household employees.
For the general public, are we talking about low-income persons?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how does one go about getting involved in this type of program?
Okay. They can contact us, Information Investor, informationinvestor.com. We have information on our website. And like I said, they invest money. There's a process called hedging. And the process of hedging is placing an order on this report. You're actually bidding on the direction this report may take. So with hedging, you're allowed to place a bid on both sides, depending on how this report fluctuates. So you're guaranteed of your investment, guaranteed of having returns of that investment. And this way, my goal is to start with the bottom up. So let's start at the bottom. We can economically empower those that feel marginalized, those are the most vulnerable. We can inspire consumer confidence in the United States and around the world.
Now, on the average, what would it cost someone to place a bid or get involved and open an account?
As low as the $500 on this report, a person can invest $500 and they're guaranteed to have a return. And my estimation right now with the current trends, the current direction, the current fluctuation, my estimation is that they'll make 1.5 times of $500 or the money they invested each month. And if there's a need to come back and give a different quote and give a different estimation, we'll be providing that information.
Now, if you're listening to the show, just tuning in, we're speaking with Kuda Mundopa, longtime friend, analyst with informationinvestor.com. He was with the company when it began, when it started, and was behind the scenes working, providing input, helping to structure and erect and build this.com, informationinvestor.com. You can reach Kuda Mundopa via email at kuda, Kuda, Mundopa, Mundopa at informationinvestor.com. Or, alternatively, he also has the email address Mundopa at informationinvestor.com. And thirdly, he can also be reached at Kuda Mundopa with no dot in between at informationinvestor.com. And if you've heard other segments that we've done on the air here, on YouTube and throughout the social and business networks, that's what we do at informationinvestor.com. We provide our employees, our trade partners, and members with multiple alternate email addresses in the event that someone is trying to get in touch with this person and perhaps has the wrong or isn't certain if she has the correct email address. So Kuda Mundopa can be reached at informationinvestor.com. He's not hard to get a hold of. He's not hard to contact. And again, you're listening to a man who has decades worth of economic intelligence information at his disposal. Kuda, how long does it take for someone to get involved in this type of money-making operation?
Well, the process initially would take anywhere between 2 to 3 days to get started, and we're providing contracts from about 6 months and a contracts for a year at minimum.
Okay, so it sounds very easy. Why do you think some people may be averse to getting involved in something like this?
It's a lack of information out there. Like as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, is that a lot of people don't have the information. A lot of people have the perception that financial instruments of this nature are for the corporate elites and to have. We're trying to bridge in the most vulnerable of society, bridge in the most vulnerable society, marginalized, and get them economically empowered and give them information on which financial instruments they have at their disposal. So I believe it's just a lack of information.
That's just so beautifully crafted and put, and that's what Kuda Mundopa does. He gets right to the point. Look, under 10 minutes, people who have been marginalized, in other words, people who are low income, they now know that for $500, they can actually make investments in these types of markets and see positive financial returns. And so if you want to contact us via telephone, you can reach us in our Manhattan offices at area code 646-470-8655. Once again, the number to our Manhattan offices, 646-470-8655. We have a registered investment advisor on deck and available to any and all potential possible new clients. So give us a call, send us some email, let's do business. Informationinvestor.com. Kuda, back to you.
So in a nutshell, the theme, progressive governance on a global scale, and what needs to be known by the general public is that this information is not esoteric. We're here to provide the information. It's not esoteric to corporate elites, but available for everybody. And everybody has a role to play in the financial sector of the economy. To those who want to play a role in the financial sector of the economy. So Information Investor, our information is out there. We hope you get in touch.
As always, thank you so much, Kuda. So very well said. Thank you for